There we go. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Test this 1 2 1 2. Okay, let's go ahead and do a thing here. What is that? There we go. Alrighty. I think we should be ready to get going in just a moment here. Let me just fix my settings. Make sure everything's going on okay. Doot 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 doot. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Think we should be okay. All right. Let's get started then, shall we? Okay. Hey, Peyton, how you doing? We're going to be playing a little bit of Magic tonight. Not drafting. We're going to be doing some standard, which means we're playing our own decks. How's your night going? Oh, wrong scene. Let's change scene one more time. Doot 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 doot. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to take a quick look here. This is our brand new deck that we're playing tonight. And I will go through it with you real quick so you can understand what you're going to be seeing. So the whole point of this deck is to get a bunch of little dorks onto the table and beat the opponent's head in with it. And you're going to do that with this little mechanic right here called Mobilize. What Mobilize does is anytime a creature with Mobilize attacks, it will create more attackers to hit the enemy. Now, how we're going to capitalize on that is with this card right here, Impact Tremors. Whenever additional creatures come into the battlefield, if Impact Tremors is on the table, you will deal 1 damage to the opponent. So for every extra creature that comes onto the table, Impact Tremors is going to be dealing more damage to the opponent. Now, the thing with Mobilize is after combat at the end of turn, you have to sacrifice the creature. It was not a permanent creature. So that's where this card comes into play. If this card is on the table, then any creatures that die hit the opponent for 1 on their way out. So we've got Impact Tremors dealing damage to the opponent when it comes into play, and Elasil Core hitting them for damage whenever they leave play. So it's kind of like a little 1-2 punch, death by 1,000 cuts kind of a deck. Yeah, lots of pokes. It's a pretty fun deck. I played a few games with it yesterday after I finished building it, just to test and see how well it does, and it does pretty decent. So we got Stadium Headliner, we've got Shelter by Ghosts for a little bit of control, we have Voice of Victory for more Mobilize, we have Elasil Core, we have Arabella. Arabella is pretty cool. What this does is whenever Arabella attacks, it sucks life out of the opponent for however many creatures I have on the table. So if I have 5 creatures on the table, Arabella will suck 5 life out of the opponent before even doing combat damage. Then we have Frontline Rush. This is a card that either puts additional goblins onto the table or gives a creature +X until end of turn, based off of how many creatures we have. And then we have here, this is Delnate, the Streetwise Lookout. This character has a really cool ability, and it says, creatures you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. If an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So if you look at Elasil Core, her power is 2 or less. So whenever a creature leaves battlefield, if Elos and Delne are both on the table, her ability will trigger twice, taking 2 life from the opponent. Same thing goes with Arabella. Whenever Arabella attacks, she will suck life from the opponent, but if Delne's on the table, she'll suck life from the opponent twice. It's, just like I said, a stacking ability. Anam Pikal creates additional attackers whenever she attacks, or whenever you attack. Anam does not have to attack in order to get that trigger. Zergo. Zergo is kind of like the top end of our army here. And what he does is he has Mobilize 2. So whenever Zergo attacks, you get to create 2 additional creatures. Pretty cool. And during your end step, warrior tokens you control have this token can't be sacrificed. So if you're mobilizing a lot of extra dudes onto the table, Zergo says, no, 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 I'm going to keep these warriors for next turn. So it's a pretty cool little creature to add to this deck. And then the absolute top end of the deck is this Planeswalker, Elspeth Stormslayer, another new card. And she's mostly in this deck to double the amount of counters that come into play. Her first ability there, it's a static ability, it says if 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. So whenever Stadium Headliner attacks and creates 1 token, oh no, they create 2 tokens. If Zergo attacks with Mobilize 2, suddenly 4 creatures are coming into play instead of 2 creatures, 4 creatures. And when those 4 creatures come into play, oh no, Impact Tremors just did 4 damage to the opponent before we even get a chance to smack the opponent with the creatures. There are some games that you could end literally before combat damage is even resolved. It's a pretty cool strategy. And I think it's pretty cool. So I'm going to be playing this deck tonight. For the lands, we are playing 3 colors, so we have a lot of non-basic lands that offer at least 2 colors for our mana base. We only have a few basic lands, and we also have this one right here. It's Dalkovan Encampment. Basically what this does is it has an ability. You can either tap it for mana, or you can pay 3 and tap it, and whenever you attack this turn, create 2 1/1 red warrior creature tokens that are tapped and attacking, sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. It's basically a land that has Mobilize. It's pretty sweet. So that's the deck. We're going to go play some games and see how we do. Yeah, it does kind of feel a little bit like a commander deck, except that you get to have more than 1 copy of everything. All right, we're going to play standard ranked Mobilize. Let's go. I saw the email that you sent me. I've not had a chance to sit down and watch it yet. I've been pretty busy all day. I'll take a look at it before I go to bed tonight. Okay, so what do we have here? We have Fountain Port, Concealed Courtyard, and Dalkovan Encampment. So that is 2 of our 3 colors. We need red, but we don't have it yet. But we do have Elos Elcorum, Shelter by Ghosts, and Elspeth. So let's keep it and see what we can do. Specific to me? Okay. Then I will definitely check it out before we go to bed tonight. All right, I'm just waiting for our opponent to take their turn. Okay, the opponent's playing a swamp, so they are in black at least. Okay, there's that red that we needed. So what I'm going to do is, because I see that my opponent is in black, black typically has a pretty difficult time dealing with enchantments, but they're really good at dealing with creatures. So I'm going to play the Impact Tremors first to try and get the damage train rolling. All right, second swamp, so that tells me they are mono black. Cosmic Bronco, okay. All right, let's go ahead and play the Concealed Courtyard, and I'm going to play Elas Il-Kor. Impact Tremors deals 1 to the opponent. All right, play a Swamp. And a Cut Down. I kind of figured they would have that. Okay, they drew a Swamp off the top, so Caustic Bronco will not deal any damage to them. Bleachbone Verge, huh? Okay, let's go there, and we'll play Autumn Bakal. One more damage to the opponent. And we'll see if they destroy my creature at the end of turn. They probably will. Oh, look at that. It's another removal spell. So one thing you can always expect when playing against mono black is lots of removal. Discard a card? Okay. Let's discard the Fountain Port. Yeah, take that damage. Ow. Alright, cool. Let's play Voice of Victory. Deal 1 damage to the opponent. And we'll do this now since they can't react on our turn. And we'll gobble that up. So that even if they do kill this creature on their turn, they still won't be able to attack me with the Caustic Bronco this turn. So that's what I expected. Alright, cool. We got a Stadium Headliner. Deal 1 to the enemy. I'm expecting a Sheldred to come down at some point. Oh, a Gisa. Okay. I was not expecting that. Okay, they're probably going to overrun me at this rate. Simply because they're playing so much removal that I can't deal with it. Yeah, and they got a Sheldred on the top. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and play Elspeth at the very least. Yep, kill my creature. Yeah, they got way too many creatures. But we can at the very least make a couple tokens, and then deal 2 damage, and move on to the next game. For some reason, my microphone is picking up a little bit too much background audio. Give me just a moment to see if I can address this. Let's drop that, put that back in, put that in. All right. Test 1 2 1 2. Let's try this. Okay. Okay, that changed things a little bit too much. You know, we'll go with this for the next game just to see if it cuts out all of the extra wind sound. All right. Justice 1 2 1 2. Let's play some Magic the Gathering. Yeah, that is the only real problem with like creature decks, is that when the opponent plays just way too much removal, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Okay, so we have a Restless Fortress, a Blazemire Verge, a Swamp, 2 Steam Headliners, an Airbell, and an Impact Tremors. We will keep. Test. You know what? I think we're actually going to go back to the way it was, because my voice is sounding kind of weird. Test 1 2 1 2. Okay, that sounds a lot better. Okay, we'll go with that. All right, first turn, we can't play anything red, unfortunately. So we're going to play the Restless Fortress first. Actually, no. We're going to play this swamp first so that we can play the Blaze Mire Verge on turn 2 and have access to red. Alright, Mouse Dread Knight. Oh, that looks pretty good. Alright, we're going to go Impact Tremors 1. And probably play an Impact Tremors on the second turn too. Oh, it's a Glissa. Never mind. That's going to make things a little bit more difficult. Alright, let's go Bleachbone Verge. Let's go Stadium Headliner into Shelter by Ghosts to get rid of that Glissa. Alright, let's see if they have enough mana to kill my creature. Oh, they certainly do. Alright, so they get their Glissa back. And a Llanowar Elves. Okay. Okay, let's go. Gosh, this really sucks. That Glissa is just going to tear me apart. Let's go to the next game. I'm seeing an issue here. And that issue is the removal that I'm trying to play. So let's change things up a little bit. Because of the fact that everyone is running a critical mass of removal, Shelter by Ghosts is just not going to cut it. So, what we'll do instead... What is the... Yeah, well, that's what we want. Yeah, we're going to run Get Lost instead of Shelter by Ghosts. Let's try that. At least that way we can still eliminate a lot of targets. It will get them map tokens, but we can at least get around that whole them killing my creatures bid. Okay, so we got 2 lands. Both of them are black and white. We got Eloso Core, Delnay, Elspeth, and 2 Frontline Rush. It's okay. I don't like these over here, though, because the Frontline Rush are really only going to be good as, like, Ender cards. Same thing with Elspeth. I think I'm going to mulligan this. Okay. That's a little bit better. Stadium, Headliner, Zergo, two Zergos. Okay, we'll keep this. We'll send one of the 2 Zergos back. Okay, they open with a Seachrome Coast. I will open with an Inspiring Vantage and play Stadium Headliner. Now, if we can draw into an Impact Tremors next turn, that'd be great. Aw, they play a Momentum Breaker. That sucks, but it is what it is. Let's see here. Let's go here. And there's really not much else I can do, so we have to end the turn. We'll play Inspiring Vantage next turn. And then play Zergo. What's that do? Whenever an enchantment you control enters, or whenever you unlock a room, draw a card. Okay. Alright, they play a tapped land, Restless Anchorage. And a Nurturing Pixie. Oh, okay, I know what deck this is. Yeah, and then they're going to play it again to make me sacrifice Zergo. And they're going to draw a card with the tracker. Alright, well, that puts me in a bit of a pickle. Alright. Play the Fountain Port. And now I'm kind of screwed here. Because I just have removal. We'll play Delnay. That's fine. We'll get our bad luck games in early. Yeah, let's go to the next game. I already know what this is going to happen. Yeah. Well, that deck right there is one of like the tippy top tier 1 decks in the format. It's gonna be good. No real experimentation on their part. Yeah, the Esper Pixie deck is an established deck. What we're playing is something a little bit more fringe. We're just trying to explore the new mechanic that came out with the new set. Okay, so what do we have here? We have Inspiring Vantage and Sunbillow Verge. It's only 2 lands. We have Elos, Get Lost, Voice of Victory, Frontline Rush, and Impact Tremors. The only card we won't be able to play with this hand is Elos, but everything else we can play, so I think we'll keep it. And we get to go first, so that gives us a little bit of an advantage. Alright, just waiting on our opponent to see what they're going to do. Alright, looks like they kept their hand as well, so we will play Inspiring Vantage. Alright, Blooming Marsh into a Snarling Gorehound. So this could potentially be a, what's the word? A Roots deck. Alright, they play Razor's Thicket, so this is Abzan. Okay, I know what deck this is. Yeah, this is the drain you for your entire life total deck. This is a pretty popular combo deck. Alright, let's go here. And then we'll go Voice of Victory. Pop you for 1. Alright, Blooming Marsh, huh? And a Fairy Dream Thief. Alright, Surveil 1 again. What's Overwhelming Remorse? Exile creature or planeswalker? Okay, I gotcha. I sometimes have to reread old cards because some things just aren't in every deck. A Rebel Belt Maverick, huh? Okay. They are going wide. Oh, coming at me with all 3, huh? Well, we'll block that because we can't block the Snarling. Alright, my turn. Let's go ahead and play a Zergo. Deal 1 to the opponent. We're going to attack with the Voice of Victory. Mobilize 2 additional creatures. Okay, block 1 there. And there. Okay. Alright, they're going to block. Pop, pop. Alright, Lush Portico comes in. And they Surveil to Get Lost away. Deeproot Wayfinder. Interesting. I haven't seen this in that deck. Maybe this is something new. Typically this deck is just black-white. I don't think I've seen an Absent version of this deck yet. Alright. Oh, cool. This is perfect. Let's play Delnay. Delnay is going to double all of my triggers. Let's attack. That's a lot of triggers. Boom, boom, boom. Here come the boys. Ooh, you get to 1. If I had Elos and Core in play, that would have been a fantastic finish. Okay, they're gonna raise the pass. Do they have the combo? Doesn't look like it, no. They are gonna gain some life, though. That's a lot of surveil. Okay, so next turn, I think we're going to play an Elos and just go all in. See how much of a different game it turns out to be when all of your creatures don't just get automatically slaughtered. Alright, here we go. Alright, Dalcoven Encampment unfortunately comes into play tapped. So, what I think we'll do, rather than play Elosil Core, is I want to keep Frontline Rush mana open. So, we're just going to come all in. Make all the boys. Yeah, he pretty much died there just from the boys coming in. That worked out pretty well. I like that. Oh, we got an achievement for our efforts too. How you like that? That worked out pretty well. Okay, so my opponent goes first this time. We have a Fountain Port, a Bleachbone Verge, and a Plains. So, same as last time, we have the white and black, but we don't have the red. So that gives us access to Elos, Voice of Victory, and Arabelle. Actually, no. Yes, correct. We can play everything in our hand except for the Stadium Headliner right off the bat. So we'll keep it, see where it goes. Alright, our opponent opens with an Eroded Canyon. Alright, Bleachbone Verge comes out. They play another Eroded Canyon. I wonder if this is the Is That Prowess deck. We have been seeing quite a bit of that. Alright, let's play Voice of Victory. Yeah, they're going to opt right now. Yeah, I think this is the Is It Prowess deck. Alright, play Mountain. And they play Breaches. Alright, Breaches thankfully does not have haste. Alright, play Sunbillow Verge. Now I have access to red, which is great. So, let's see here. We can play Arabella and Elosil Core. Or we play Stadium Headliner and Elosil Core. Let's go Elosil Core and then Stadium Headliner. I don't think we're going to attack right now because that creature is going to kill our creature. Let's see if they try to attack us. When you cast your second spell each turn, you may sacrifice an artifact. If you do, flip a coin. If you win the flip, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. When you lose the flip, Breaches deals damage equal to the spell's mana value. And that is Johann. Okay, no, this is a completely different deck. What are they on? You may look at the top card of your library anytime. Once each turn, you may cast an instant or sorcerer spell from the top of your library. Okay, that's cool. All right, let's go here. And then we're going to go Delnay. Yeah, so Delnay is great because Delnay is going to make it so that the creature with 3 power cannot block. So we're going to come at them with the Voice of Victory. Just the Voice of Victory. And that's going to mobilize 2 twice. Give us a lot of life. And for every one of these that dies this turn, Elosil Core is going to trigger twice, causing 2 points of life loss. That's 2. And that's 4 more. And 2 more. Put him to 8. That's pretty good. That's good synergy right there. Malcolm the Eyes, huh? Flying Haste when we cast your second spell each turn, investigate. He's opting, so he's going to investigate now. He's flipping a coin. Did he get it? Oh, he gets 2 opts. That's pretty cool. I like that. Oh, he's coming in. Okay. No blocks. Yeah. I have so much health that it is pointless to block at this point. Let's play Arabella. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. GG. And we get a rank up. Look at that. Bing! Yeah, I would say that was a pretty good showcase of how this deck is supposed to work. It's an interesting name. The Lesbrobot. Okay. We have 2 Bleachbone Verges, so that's only going to give us access to black because we don't have a plains or a swamp to pair with it. And this hand just doesn't look keepable without any red mana, so we're going to mulligan that. Okay, that's a little bit better. We have all 3 colors. Perfect. We have Delnay, Stadium Headliner, Arabella, and Impact Tremors. So I think we're going to keep 6, and we'll send back Arabella. Because this hand looks like a Headliner into Impact Tremors into Delnay kind of hand. So let's go here first and play the Stadium Headliner. Alright, play a Fountain Port. Alright, I will play an Inspiring Vantage and play Impact Tremors. Now attack for 1. Create an additional creature, deal 1 damage, and then hit for 2. Okay, they play a Fabled Passage. You're going to tap that and go get a land of their choice. They get a mountain. Okay, that's cool. We'll play Concealed Courtyard and play Delnay. Delnay comes in, Impact Tremors goes off, attack with the Headliner. It's going to create 2 creatures, each one dealing 1 point with the Impact Tremors and then hitting the opponent. Alright, second island. I would imagine they're going to play... Yep, Ill-Time Explosion. That's what I thought. Alright, discarding 2 cards. My creatures are gone. Alright, I will play Fountain Port. And then play another Delnay. Hit you for 1. The great thing about getting an Impact Tremors out early is just the fact that it's going to do so much damage over time. Alright, they go get another mountain. And they play an Urbrask's Forge. Okay. Block it. Alright, my turn. Let's play Sunbill of Verge, and then we'll play Stadium Headliner. Deal 1 damage, then we'll attack for 2, and end the turn. Great thing here is the Fountain Port will allow me to create additional creatures too. Okay, sure. Discard a card, or discard 2 cards actually to get the damage. Alright. What did they discard anyways? Synthesizer. It's one of those decks. Alright, resolve. Pass. 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 Alright. 1 damage. Resolve. All right, end of turn, I'm going to create a fish with the fountain port, which also deals 1 damage to the opponent. Ooh, Dalkoven encampment, nice. Attack for 1. End turn. And now we're basically at a point where we just need to keep creating creatures, and it's going to eliminate our opponent. Yeah, the forge we really don't have to worry about. Okay, they're going to cast 3 steps ahead to draw 2 cards and discard a card. But that also taps them out, so that kind of makes it so we can do whatever we want to now. Resolve all? Yeah, pass. Yeah, we'll take the damage, because it's not going to kill us. We don't have to worry about that. Resolve all. Okay. So I'm going to do this at the end of a turn to create 2 goblin creature tokens and do 2 additional damage with impact tremors. And then we're just going to attack and win the game. And that's it. Impact tremors. It just wins games. I had initially thought about running War Leader's Call because it's an anthem and an Impact Tremors rolled into 1, but I kind of like the fact that Impact Tremors only cost 2 mana, so that's kind of why we're running that. Also, the fact that Delnay and Anthem effects are kind of a non-bow, so it's not the best to run those. Impact Tremors plays into the Delnay plan just a little bit better. Anytime now. There we go. Oh, looks like it was a draw. Our opponent didn't stick around. Unfortunate. Let's go again. Sometimes that happens. When it takes a little bit too long to find an opponent, it'll just drop you out of the queue. Sergio Vargas is our opponent today. Okay, so we have Sunbill Verge and Plains, so that gives us access to red and white, but no black. So that means we can play the Get Lost and the Arabella, but nothing else. So I think we're going to mulligan this. All right, that's a little bit better. We'll keep that and send back the Get Lost. All right, opponent has an island. We will play... Oh, shoot. That's the problem with the Verges. When you don't have the basic lands, it kind of sucks. That's fine. We'll play that. Alright, play an island. Moment of truth. Alright, so it looks like our opponent is a mono blue deck. How do you like that? Alright, let's play ELSL Core. Yeah, this is a straight up mono blue build. Okay, let's see what they got for us. Oh, it's an unsummon. Unfortunate. Alright, let's play another Concealed Courtyard. Yeah, we'll play another Concealed Courtyard. Play Elas. You want to counter it now? They do. They do want to counter it. Gonna play sleight of hand. And another sleight of hand. Alright, cool. Too bad they didn't have a prowess creature on the table. Let's play that. I'm red locked at the moment. Does not feel good. Haughty Jin? That's not good. Oh, there's a swamp finally. Alright, that unlocked everything. That's good. Do you have a counter spell for me? Okay, they let it play. Probably because they have an unsummon. They sure do. Alright, next game, please. This game is not going to go anywhere for us. I know enough about, mono blue matchups that's not going to go well for us. If we don't come out swinging really fast against mono blue before they have a chance to stabilize, you're not going to win. Welcome back. Okay, we have a Black Cleave Cliffs and a Bleach Bone Verge. Tongue Twister lands. Evil Steel Core, 2 Delnays, an Impact Tremors, and an Onabikal. I will keep. Opponent goes first, so that gives us an opportunity to draw a land. They play Authority of the Consuls. Typically, that would be a bad card for us, but it's not that big of a deal. Let's play a Bleachbone Verge and an Essence Channeler. Okay. Let's go with our own Bleachbone Verge. We're going to play Impact Tremors and attack. Give them 3/2. Yeah. No, that's not going to work for us. Yeah, I forgot that they had the synergy there of gaining life whenever we play a creature and getting +1 counters on their Essence Channeler. That was not going to work for us. Okay, what do we have here? We have 4 lands, a Get Lost, a Voice of Victory, and a Delnay. It's okay. I think we'll have to play the Restless Fortress first if we keep this. Alright, keep 7. Alright, they play a Commercial District. They will Surveil 1. So this is probably Gruul Delirium. Let's take a look. Stormscale Scion. Okay, interesting. Alright, Fortress comes out first. We'll play the Voice of Victory on 2. Alright, play a Carpelson Forest. Let's play Concealed Courtyard. And play Voice of Victory. And next turn, if they don't remove Voice of Victory, I want to play Delnay. Maelstrom of Spirit Dragon. Okay, this actually looks like an interesting deck. Okay, they dealt with it. Alright, so let's go Black Cleave Cliffs. And I'm going to play Impact Tremors first. We'll play our creatures next. That way we can at least get some damage going. Encroaching Dragonstorm. What does that do? Okay, go lands. That's what they're doing. Alright, let's see. Let's play the Mountain this turn. And then we're going to play Voice of Victory. And Say next. Go. Tear the Peaks. All right. Resolve that. Okay. Puts the Encroaching Dragon Storm back in hand. All right. End of turn. We're going to get lost that. And then my turn. We'll play Blazemire Verge and play Delnay. 1 damage. And then we're going to attack with the Voice of Victory. Mobilize 2 twice. Looks pretty good to me. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's almost enough to make it happen. End turn. Yeah, if he was just a little bit more damage, I would have definitely frontline rushed one of the creatures. Draco Genesis. You may cast dragon spells without paying their mana costs. Okay. Sure. What do you got in your hand? Stormkill Scion? Okay, sure. They don't have haste, do they? No, I don't think so. No, he's just playing a bunch of dragons. So that would have been really good if he still had the Terror of the Peaks in play, but he does not. Alright, my turn. Yeah, my turn. Ooh, double tremors. That's game right there. Next, attack. Because they can't block. GG. Yeah, you got those big ass dragons, but they can't block my little guys. Good game. Having a bunch of big dragons is impressive, but being able to not be blocked by them is even more impressive. All right, we got a Bleachbone Verge and an Inspiring Vantage. That does technically give us all 3 of our colors, so I think I'll keep it. All right, opponent is playing a Lush Portico, so they will Surveil 1. They like what they see, so they can keep it up there. All right. Elas Helcor, or not Elas. Inspiring Vantage comes out first. Oh, up the beanstalk. Watch out. Alright, let's go here with the Bleachbone Verge. And then we'll play Elas. Want to come up, boy? Come here. Come on. Jump. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Up. Alright, come here. There you go. Alright, it's my turn? Cool. Bleachbone Verge. Or Mountain. The Mountain. Alright. So, I will play Arabella. Attack for 2. Alright, Lush Portico again. And they surveilled away a Wastewood Verge. Oh, they cast Day of Judgment. That's lame. Okay. Next, we have Bleachbone Verge. Next, end turn. Alright, Surveil 1. Pass. Resolve. Alright, end of turn. I'm gonna make 2 dudes. Alright, my turn. Yeah, planes. Nice. Make our dudes bigger. Oh yeah, that's fine. I got no problem with that. That's exactly why I did the +1 counters. Yep. Got another one? He sure does. Alright, cool. It's gone. He played 3 cards to get rid of 3 cards, so he actually did not receive any advantage from that. Oh, he's got a Zur though. Okay. Next game. That's just not a fun game to play against. Next match, please, and thank you. But I need to get my mic in here. There we go. Okay, what do we have here? We have 1, 2, and 3. I really need to think about these verges, because I'm getting tied up in my lands really hard by running so many of these verges. So I think we need to change something about that. What else do we have here? We have a Stadium Headliner and Arabella. We have Frontline Rug. We need to move, boy. There you go. Okay, let's see. All right, hang on. Just a second. Down you go, boy. You're getting too much in my way there. All right. I'm going to mulligan this. It's just not good. 2 Sunbill Verge, Get Lost, Voice of Victory, Zurgo, and 2 Arabella. We'll keep 6, send 1 Arabella back. Go with the Plains into an Authority. So Concealed Courtyard comes out first. We'll play Voice of Victory on 2. Alright, they're playing white-blue. Play an Opt. Alright, they scryed 1 card down, so they did not like to see that. Alright, play a Temple of Enlightenment. Alright, cool. Alright, so this is great, because we can play Impact Tremors now. And attack. Get more guys. The Impact Tremors will counter the Authority of the Consuls and get some extra damage in. Okay, they play a Temple of Triumph. So this is Jeskai. So this might be Jeskai Oculus. Alright, Impact Tremors is now getting through the Authority of the Consuls, which is great. Let's see. If I drop the Arabella, then they will have all the reason to play a mass removal spell next turn. So I'm not going to do that. Lightning Helix, huh? Okay. Sure. Pass. Get rid of that. Alright, let's play that. Play Zurgo. 2 more damage to the opponent. Elspeth, okay. Aw, man. I'm basically making them have to have a Wrath effect now. There it is. There's the Wrath effect. Yep. You got some dudes now. Oh, okay, he's map tokening. Alright, let's play Stadium Headliner. Activate the fortress. Shoot. Can't do that. We don't have enough mana for it. Yep. Make some boys. Alright. Kill that. Oh, can't kill that because it was the only creature. Yep. Alright, here's a land. Mm-hmm. Alright, cool. Voice of Victory. Yep, go ahead and kill it. That's what you're doing all game long. Kill it, kill it, kill it. Yep, you're coming in hard. And we lose this turn, unfortunately. Yeah, that is the unfortunate reality, is when your opponent is playing hard control, it's hard to beat it. Because they'll just remove every creature you play. Sometimes you can get through it with the impact tremors damage, but there's not much you can do when they just kill everything you play. I'm mulligan that. Alright. Got a Zergo, Frontline Rush, Delane. Yeah, I'll keep it. We'll keep everything except for the Frontline Rush. Alright, play Plains into a Crawling Chorus. Okay. Alright, Sunbill of Verge, Impact Tremors. Okay, play a Mountain. Alright, we get Poison for 1. Alright, let's go Plains, and we'll go Zergo. Okay, they play another Plains. Oh, and they have their own Bakal. Yeah, we'll block that. Actually, no. We'll block that. Because the chorus will just replace itself. Alright, let's see here. Do we play Delane or do we play Bakal? I think we play Delane. We'll mobilize 4. Make a bunch of boys. Alright, put him to 9. And thankfully, because Zergo's here, I don't have to sacrifice my boys at the end of turn. You want to come in? You can. No blocks. I'll take the damage. Oh, Duskro's Reliquary, huh? Okay. Oh, he's taking my Zergo. That's cool. Alright, let's play this. We're going to play Bakal. Play Stadium Headliner. And then we will attack with everything. And thankfully, because the Bakal has a power of 3, it can't block anymore. Good old Delane. A lot of people forget that the Delane has a static ability that makes it so creatures with power 3 or greater can't block my creatures. A lot of people forget that. Okay, we're going to play one more game, and then I'm going to take a 5-minute break to take my dogs outside. And then we'll be back. Yeah, you heard that, didn't you, Tundra? Okay, we have a Bleachbone Verge and 2 Sunbillow Verge. So that's white and black that we have access to right off the bat. So it's not the best. I think I want to mulligan that. Yeah, okay, that's a little bit better. Mountains and a Dalkovan Encampment. ELSO Core, Voice of Victory, Delne, Arabella. Yeah, we'll keep that. We'll send back Elos because I can't cast Elos. Mountain comes down first. Okay, Meticulous Archive, Surveil 1. All right, Dalkoven, Voice of Victory. Okay, they play Sunbill Verge and play Get Lost on Voice of Victory. Alright, Mountain, Delne. Okay, they played a Mystic Monastery, so this is full Jeskai. Alright, let's play Zergo. Oh, counter spells? No. Next game. I'm very quick to concede. If I even have an inkling that I'm up against a hard control deck, I'll move on to the next game. Because I would rather squeeze 3 entire games into the same space of time that I would lose playing against a control deck. Okay, that's a little bit better. Blazemire, Blacklake Cliffs, Vantage. Yeah, I'll keep everything except for the Blazemire Verge. Send that back. Alright, going to Blaze of Plains. That's a Verge. Play the Vantage instead and play Voice of Victory. Alright, double Plains. Concede. Cool. Wow. I guess they didn't like what I was playing just as much as I didn't like what our opponent was playing last game. Alright. Let's go again. Okay, so we have Sunbill Verge and a Mountain, so that will give us access to white and red. We have a Get Lost, a Voice of Victory, Statum Headliner, Impact Tremors, and Anand Pakal. I'll keep it. It's looking very Boros. Swamp into Duress. Yeah. Take the Get Lost or the Impact Tremors? I would take the Impact Tremors if I were you. There you go. There's a smart boy. Oh shit, I played the wrong land. Damn it. Sinkhole Surveyor. Okay. When this creature attacks, you lose 1 life, and this creature endures 1. Okay. Nowhere to run, huh? Alright. Yep. Alright, play the Blazemire Verge, play Anabakal. All right. Get the hell out of here. Play Stadium Headliner. Play Fountain Board. You have a creature to follow up with? Or do you just have a handful of removal at this point? Oh, he does have a creature. Okay. Let's go to the next game. Okay, what do we got here? Bleachbone, Concealed Courtyard, Restless Fortress, ELSL Core, Zergo. Okay, so we do have like 3 cards that require red, but we have a good opportunity to draw into red. We can still cast the Elos. I'm going to keep it and hope for the best. I'll play the Restless Fortress on turn 1 since we don't have anything to play. Alright, Concealed Courtyard on 2, Elos. Okay, the White Plains. Alright, cool. There's our Sunbilla Verge. Unfortunately, we're still not getting any red out of it. So let's attack for 2. Alright, Elspeth smite it, huh? Okay, it's gone. Demolition Field. Dalcoven. Bleachbone Verge. No, this is not going to go anywhere. I need to work on the mana. The lands are just really not working for me. We have too many Verges. Yeah, let's go to the deck here real quick. Okay, what do we have here? So I'm going to go down 1 here and down 2 here. And I'm just going to put some basic lands back into the deck. There. That should work. As we have been drawing too many Verges and not enough lands to actually activate the Verges. Alright, let's try that. Play a quick game. See how it does. Okay, what do we have here? We have a Concealed Courtyard, a Black Leaf Cliffs, and an Inspiring Vantage. Okay, so no Verges in the opening hand, so that's a much more keepable hand. We also have Voice of Victory, Zergo, Stadium Headliner, and Impact Tremors. That's a pretty good curve, too. So Headliner into Tremors, or into Voice of Victory, into Zergo. That's pretty good. Alright, opponent plays a Hushwood Verge, green and white. So I'll play Black Cleave Cliffs and play Stadium Headliner. Spot Cycle Scouter. When this vehicle enters Scry 2, has a crew of 1, and it's a 3/2. Alright. Let's go Vantage. Go Impact Tremors. Attack for 1, and hit him for 3. I love that Mobilize mechanic. It's so cool. Yeah, it was pretty nice. Alright, what's that? Velo Heart Bike. When it enters, gain 2 life. Add a mana of any color. Okay, so it taps for mana. That's pretty cool. Right, let's go Concealed Courtyard. Let's go Zergo. Attack. Hit him for more. And now we don't lose the warrior token at the end of turn because of Zergo. Sorry for everybody. You're fine, honey. If it helps, I didn't voice anything. Alright, let's play that. Let's go on a Bakal. One to the opponent. No, I'm not dual streaming to Twitch. That's a lot of creatures on a... Was this turn 4? What did that do? Prevent all damage that will be dealt to you by any creatures you control this turn. Okay, cool. So it's a fog effect. That did definitely save him a turn. Good game? Is that it? Alright, well, let's see what they do. Let's attack. Alright, make a bunch more boys. Hit him with the impact tremors. Even if he has more fog effects, the impact tremors is still whittling his health down. Oh, no. It's all just coming through. GG. Rumble Studio and Restream are both great multi-streaming platforms. Well, here's the question. Do you have to pay a subscription service to allow you to multi-stream to both at the same time? Because if it's something that you have to pay for, then that's a hard no from me. It's free? Okay. Well, then maybe I'll investigate it. Okay, what do we got here? We have a Blazemire Verge, an Inspiring Vantage, and a Mountain. So that gives us access to all three of our colors. That's awesome. We have 2 Elos, a Delnate, and a Frontline Rush. I'll keep it. Alright, and we get to go first. How about that? Okay, they play Seacrum Coast and Optimistic Scavenger. So this is going to be an enchantment-heavy deck. Let's go Mountain. And say next end turn. Okay. Play Dark Slick Shores. Pass. Okay, they attack. I'll play Frontline Rush, create 2 creatures. We're going to block with both just in case they flash in an enchantment. Yep, there it is. Called it. Alright, my turn. Blazemire, play Zergo. So here's to hoping they don't have any more removal in their hand. Oh, no, they've got the nowhere to run in their hand now. Unfortunate. But it does not kill Zergo. Okay, let's go Dalcova Encampment. Then we're going to go... Okay, so here's the thing. We can play Delnate and make it so that when Zergo attacks, he creates a whole smattering of creatures. Or we can play EOSL Core, and EOSL Core would just die immediately. So let's play Elos first. See what they do. Okay, they're just going to cast Grip with the Throat anyways. Alright, not that big of a deal. Alright, now we'll play the Stadium Headliner. This is the same deck that we played earlier in the night. Yeah. We're just going to go to the next game, please. Thank you very much. Yeah, they're going to pixie it back to hand again. Yeah, we know exactly where they're going with this deck. No surprises there. Okay, what do we have here? We have a Bleachbone Verge, we have a Mountain, we have a Fountain Port. ELSL Core, Voice of Victory, Zergo, and Stadium Headliner. I'll keep it and see what happens. Oh, Swiftspear. So we're up against Mono Red. Okay, well, let's play Inspiring Advantage now that we have that. Play Stadium Headliner. Okay, they play another Mountain. They do War Squeak. When it enters, target creature and opponent controls can't block this turn. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 in haste. Jesus, butt fucking Christ. That is a big boy. Alright. Let's go ahead and play Elas. Attack. Make another guy. Gain a life. That was a very big turn. Alright, they're down to 2 cards in their hand. I'm not going to block that. Didn't have to anyways. Alright, let's play the Black Cleave Cliffs. Get Zergo. Attack. Make an extra guy. Alright, Mountain, they only have 1 card left in hand. You want to attack? Sure. I ain't blocking. Hey, buddy. No? Okay. Yeah, that'll do it. I'm at 6. Alright, let's see here. Let's go Fountain Port. Let's go Voice of Victory. And then let's go ahead and attack. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll attack for a bunch right now. Make a bunch of dudes. And we will destroy that. Alright. If you've got damage in your hand, you win. If you don't, you lose. And you lose. Nice. Love to see it. Yes, we got some tapping boys here. And it is past time for me to take a quick break and take our boys outside. So I'm going to take our boys outside for a quick bathroom break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Come on, boys. Outside. nuts. Okay. Let's get back to it. Okay. Hello, we're back. Boys had a good little excursion outside, and now we get to continue our stream. Let's play some more Mardu. Okay, this opponent is called Tango 1471. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. But we got 4 lands. We got an Elos, Elcor, an Elspeth, and a Frontline Rush. Pretty cool. It's got the lands, but it doesn't have the action. So I'm going to mulligan this. Okay, that's a little bit better. We got Voice of Victory, Arabella, Impact Tremors, and Autumn Call. I think I'm going to keep this and get rid of the Get Lost. I like everything else. Alright, play planes into a cheeky house mouse. Okay, so it's a 2-1. Play that land. Play planes, coming at me again. Alright, play mountain, and I'm going to play impact tremors. Oh, so they are Boros. They're not just mono white. Oh, manifold mouse. Not good. And give that mouse double strike. Yep. Hit me hard. Alright. Let's see here. Ooh, did not draw land. That makes things suck. Alright, play that. Alright, if they have removal for that creature, this game's over. Because mice are too fast. I only got a Mabel. Yeah. Okay, GG. Next game. You gotta know when to hold 'em and know when to fold 'em. Next. Okay, Agalos is our opponent for today. Let's see what they're playing. Okay, so we have a Concealed Courtyard and a Mountain, a Voice of Victory, Zergo, Elspeth, Arabella, and Impact Tremors. So that's pretty decent, so I'll keep it and see what happens. Okay, so we have Courtyard or Mountain. We're going to play the Courtyard first. Okay, to put a Blaze of Plains. I'm going to guess a lot of white-based decks today. Alright, let's get that Mountain. And so, do we play the Voice of Victory or the Impact Tremors first? I think we play the Voice of Victory first, so that when Impact Tremors comes in next turn and we mobilize, we get to get 2 triggers. Okay, play another Plains. That's a very nice looking Plains. Ruin Lurker Bat. Okay. So then gain a life from that coming in. Play a Lanian Vanguard. Another life for that coming in. And no attack. Okay, let's play the Dalkovan Encampment. And then I'm going to play Impact Tremors. Then we're going to attack. Or Mobilize 2. They would have to block with all 3 creatures to knock out my Voice of Victory. And if they do that, I would end up killing one of their creatures. So, that's the choice they have to make. Okay, no, they just block 1 and take 2 damage. That works for me. I think next turn, if we don't draw anything better, we're going to play Zergo. Ooh, Johnny's Pride Mate, that's bad. We're going to have to get lost that. Hit me hard. Alright. So let's go ahead and get lost that. Attack. We're probably going to lose this just because they're gaining life every single turn, while simultaneously beating us into a pulp. Essence channeling. Yeah, I think this is over. Alright. Next game. Yeah, the creature's getting like really freaking huge. Just from like being played. It kind of creates a roadblock for us. It's difficult to overcome. Because that is kind of the drawback of the Mobilize mechanic, is the fact that you don't make boys if you can't attack. And when the opponent creates a wall in front of you, it makes it really difficult to do that. Alright, keep. Alright, first turn, Verge. Okay, they played a Restless Cottage. I'm gonna go Mountain and play Impact Tremors. And next turn I think we'll drop a Zerga. Up the Beanstalk, okay. Alright, let's go Plains, Zerga. Hit you for 1. Probably gonna kill my Zerga this turn. Oh, no, they're gonna play an Overlord. I'll draw a card from up the Beanstalk for sure. Scavenger region. Okay, yeah, they'll get the region. That's pretty good. Alright, well, let's go here. Play that. So, we can play the Delnay and get double triggers from Zergo. Or, we can play an Impact Tremors and get double damage from Zergo. I think we'll do Impact Tremors. And they're likely going to just blow their dragon next turn. So I just want to get as much damage in as possible. Okay, there's the name. Kill Zergo. That's fine. Do they have another land to play? Yes, no, maybe? Oh, I guess not. Alright, well, in that case, I'm going to play Voice of Victory. Hit you for 2 more. Attack for 2. And the opponent says, no more. I yield. Let's try to get one more win. If we can get one more win, then we can get out of silver and into gold. Okay, what do we got here? We got a Plains and a Swamp, a Get Lost, a Voice of Victory, a Zergo, an Elspeth, and an Impact Tremors. We can play almost anything from our hand, so we'll keep. Do my legs not sore at all? Well, it's probably all the extra protein you've been taking in. Oh, there's the mountain. Alright, play that first. And if you're taking all that extra protein, then you're going to be recovering really fast. Oh, are we up against mono green? Okay, I'm into it. Play the Impact Tremors. Wildborn Preserver. What does that do? Flash reach. Whenever a non-human creature you control enters, you may pay X. If you do, put X +1/+1 counters on this creature. Okay. Okay, so this is an elf deck. What's that? Spell can't be countered. Trample. Whenever a creature you control or a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, draw a card. Okay. Let's play that, and let's go with Zergo. Copy for 1. And please don't have a fight spell. That's just as bad. And yes, she has been doing a lot of weight training lately. Ow. Alright, let's go and play the Bleachbone Verge. So, we can play Voice of Victory and still have mana for Get Lost. So let's play that. Let's go next. Attack. Make 2 additional guys. Pop you again. And let's see here. Yeah, let the damage resolve. How are you gonna block? Yeah. Alright. You know, I'm actually gonna play Arabella. There we go. So at least this way, maybe we can get, like, a drain victory through Arabella. So we'll see what happens. Dwynen's Elite, okay. Sure. Tap that Elvish Archdruid, make a bunch of mana, play the rest of your hand. That's what I would do. If I can draw an untapped land for next turn to play that Elspeth, then this would potentially be a game over for them, depending on how they choose to attack. Okay, Leaf Crown Visionary. And they still have 2 green mana available. Hopefully, one of those last 2 cards in hand is not a fight spell. If it is a fight spell, cast it, please. Just get it over with. Okay, so we went to go get a Llanowar Elves. Sure. Yep. Oh, he chose not to attack. Delnay, though. Okay, yeah. Delnay's going to come in, and that's going to cause Arabella to trigger twice when she attacks. I think that's game. Yep, sure is. Good game, Arabella. Nice. And that will get us into gold. Bing! Big splat. Yeah, creating a wall is good. Direct damage is better. Alright, who we're up against now? We're up against a person named Brendan. Alright, we have 4 lands, an Elos, a Get Lost, and an Impact Tremors. I'm tempted to keep it. Alright. We can't play anything on turn 1, so that means we'll play the Restless Fortress on turn 1. Alright, I'm going to play as a Razor Verge Thicket. Green and white. Into Armored Armadillo. Ward 1, this creature gets +X/+O until on a turn where X is its toughness. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's play the Inspiring Vantage, and then play Impact Tremors. Armored Armadillo. Pretty good defensive card, especially with the Ward 1. Take your time to make your decisions, but don't take too much time. It's only turn 2. Oh, okay. Alright, let's play the Bleachbone Verge. Actually, no, we'll play the Inspiring Vantage, because otherwise it's going to come into play tapped. Play Elos. Pop the opponent for 1. Okay, play a Forest. And what are they going to follow up with? And also, are they going to attack or not? Ethereal Armor. Okay, that makes them really big. So now we're definitely not blocking. Toadstool Admirer, huh? Okay. This is a weird deck. But weird decks sometimes just win because you don't know what to expect from them. Okay, let's go Mountain, and we will go get lost on that. Submit 1, pay the ward cost. Ah, okay. That's game. I had a feeling they had a way to protect it. I wasn't positive, though. The cute little frog. Okay, we have 2 Concealed Courtyards, 2 Get Lost, a Zergo, and 2 Impact Tremors. No red mana to cast the Impact Tremors means we have to mulligan this. Not much better. I'll keep it, though. Let's get rid of the Zergo. Play Bleachbone Verge. Alright, they play a Mountain. Heartfire here. Oh, we know what this is. Next game. Could we have beaten that deck? Yes. Did I want to roll the dice? No. Neo Subatomic. That's a weird name. Okay, we have Bleachbone Verge and Swamp. Elos Ilcor, Voice of Victory, Statum Headliner. We've got a lot of red and no red mana. Mulligan. Okay. Alright, this one is fine. We have all 3 of our colors. It's great. So I think we will keep and send back 1 of the Voice of Victories. Okay, play Darkslick Shores. It's not a good sign for us, because typically black and blue are hard control colors. Unless they're playing Tempo. If they're playing Tempo, that's different. Oh, they're playing Grixis. This might be interesting. We got the Dragon on. Okay, so it's a dragon deck. Alright, Bleachbone Verge or Sunbillow Verge. What are we going to play here? We'll go with the Sunbillow Verge and play Voice of Victory. Alright. Darkslick Shores number 2 into Dragonologist. When this creature enters, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an instant, sorcery, or dragon card from among them, put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Untapped dragons you control have hexproof. Okay, so that's only in the deck to get yourself removal spells. Understood. Alright, let's go Inspire Advantage. On a Call. Attack. Alright, they're going to block one of the tokens and take the rest of the damage. Go to 17. Alright, play a Blazemire. Now, they have to cast their removal spells on their turn because I have a Voice of Victory in hand. Alright, well, Bleachbone Verge comes down. Actually, no. We're going to play the Mountain this turn. And I'm going to play Elos. Gain some life, and also we're going to make our opponent lose some life when those tokens leave the battlefield. Okay, just gonna block there. Okay, lose a life, and then we will end the turn. Okay, so this would be a great board wipe turn for them. Although if they board wipe without killing Elos first, it's going to just kill them. Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. Dragonologist is pretty good with that that Omen Dragon. I like that. It's good tech. The Jeskai are led by monk practitioners who study the Way. They seek unity of thought and consider it their duty to guide Tarkir into a better future. Acid Black Cherry is the name of our opponent. Okay. That's an interesting name. Alright, we got 3 lands, no white mana, mulligan. Okay, we got Blazemire Verge and Dalkovan Encampment. It's a little bit better. Let's see. Let's get rid of Delnay. Alright. First turn, play the Dalkovan Encampment. They play a Windscarred Crag. Blazemire. Play Elos. We are currently locked off from red, which is not good for us. Hopefully we draw land. Oh, they're playing it too. Oh, Bleachbone Verge. Get out of here. Attack for 2. Oh, they play a Windscarred Crag. So it looks like they're playing more of a Boros option. Oh, they're probably playing the Boros Convoke version of the deck. Warden, tap the tokens. Yep. Okay, let's play Voice of Victory. No attacks. Warrior's Call, okay. And he's playing a slightly different version of the deck than I am. Alright. Definitely need to draw into a removal spell. That's not removal, but it is something cool though. So I will attack with this, because they can't block with the Warden, but they can block with the Novice Inspector. Gain a bunch of life. Block there. Now you lose more life from the creatures leaving play. Pretty good synergy. I like it. Voice of Victory. Okay. Alright, I take 1 damage. I'm at 30. Ooh, frontline rush. I'm gonna take 2 more damage. Alright. It now has flying and vigilance. If they can't deal with Delne, they're not going to win this game. Alright, perfect. There's the mountain. Alright, impact tremors. And we will attack with Voice of Victory. Gain a bunch of life, deal a bunch of damage. Gain a bunch of life, deal a bunch of damage. And regardless of whether you block or not, Elos's life loss is going to end the game for you. There you go. GG. God, I love how that works. And that's right there. That taking damage from creatures coming in and taking damage from creatures going out, like that's why I play this deck in the Mardu style, not the Boros style. So that death by a million cuts is really fun. Okay, we're gonna play one more game. So we're getting up to the 2-hour mark. And it is 8 o'clock over here, which means it's getting close to bedtime. Okay, opponent goes first. We have Blazemire, Swamp, and Fountain Port. So we have access to everything but white, which really sucks for this hand. So I'm going to mulligan it. Okay. Ooh, that's even worse. That's not good at all. We're going to concede and go to the next game. Yes, pumpkin time indeed. Okay. Mareed is our opponent today. Let's see what they got for us. Okay, we get to go first. We have access to white and red. We don't have black, unfortunately. But we can play all 3 of these, and potentially we can draw into black mana by time for Elos to come out. So we're going to keep. Shoot him a hello. Okay, they play a Restless Vents, so they are in Rakdos at the very least. So let's go Mountain, and I'm going to play Voice of Victory, so that we can potentially play an Impact Tremors next turn and get a big attack swing. Hopefully they don't just outright kill my creature this turn. Cool, they didn't. Awesome. Alright, let's play the Swamp, and then I'm going to go with Impact Tremors. And then we're going to attack. 2 more creatures come in. Tremors hit him for 2. And then we hit him for 3 more. 5 damage total. I like to imagine the horsey is Beanie Baby size. Oh. Hey, you can throw him a little apple. Look at that. He's having a treat. That's a good boy. Alright, plays an island. Okay, what's he going to do? Bleachbone Verge. Okay, let's play this. And then I'm going to play Elos. See if they try to counter it. They did not. Oh, that's right, they can't counter it because it's my turn, and Voice of Victory says you can't do stuff on my turn. Alright, so check this out. We're going to attack. Well, we were going to attack, and our opponent said, no, no, no. You know what I think happened is I think they had reactions for me, but they wanted to play them on my turn, and they forgot that the Voice of Victory shuts off interaction on my turn. I think that might be what happened. Okay, we're going to do one more game. There's a concerning lack of ducks in Magic. Actually, hang on. I can fix this. It may not be a duck, but it might be something that is worth doing here. Let's see here. Companions. Where is it at? I don't know if I have it or not. Ah, shoot, I don't have it. I was looking for the goose mother. There's a companion that is a goose with like 5 heads on it. It looks like I do not have that one. That's unfortunate. But what I do have is I have a good boy. We're going to bring the good boy out. Actually, well, since we're doing this, let's change the avatar as well. Because I've been using that Chandra avatar for a while. Here, let's play Headless Man. Okay, now let's play a game. Dinos do count as ducks. But if we're talking about the dinosaur from Primal, then they count as dachshunds. Okay. Mountain and Sunbill of Verge. That gives us access to red and white. That shuts off these two, but we can probably draw into some black men at some point. It has Stadium Headliner into Impact Tremors. That makes me want to keep it. Alright, we'll see if our opponent keeps their hand. Athena said her chickens are little dinosaurs. They are. They're little raptors. Come on. Choose your hand so we can start the game. This is always the part that takes the longest, is people being indecisive. I'm gonna turn some music up. I actually really like the music in this board. Reminds me of Firefly. There we go. Okay. Here, let's talk to our dog. Oh, he's got a sword. Watch out. All right, let's play Mountain, Stadium Headliner. All right, they play Forest. Okay. I will play the Sunbill of Verge and play Impact Tremors. Do you think you could dome a turkey with a tangerine and a drive-by? Oh, easily. You've called it drive-by fruiting. I don't know, it could technically be gangster music. I mean, the Cowboys were basically the first gangsters in America. Ooh, Bulwark Ox, huh? Okay. Alright, let's go play the Dalkovan Encampment and play Autumn Pakal. Now, I'm likely going to lose the Stadium Headliner in this exchange, but I want to attack. Give me my boys. I require more boys. There we go. Yeah, I would say so. All right. This opponent is very slow. I have to play Plains and an Ornery Tumblewag. Alright, make him bigger. Alright, let's play the Bleachbone Verge. Look at that, now we have access to black. Let's play Elas Ilkor. Okay, attack. Make more guys. Lots of triggers. Alright. Opponent's at 9 now. Okay. Just gonna block with both. Let's see. Sacrifice a creature. Creatures in control with counters on them gain hexproof and indestructible to end a turn. Okay. Well, that means we're gonna deal all the damage to the Tumblewag here, because they're gonna sacrifice this to make this unkillable, unless they actually want to kill on a Bakal. So, if they don't sacrifice the Bulwark Ox, then the Tumblewag will die, and Anapakal will die. Let's see what they do. Yes, it absolutely does, Peyton. And that music is some of my favorite music in StarCraft. Just something about that Western twang, like, it just really hits. Alright, what you gotta do? Under the Skin. Manifest Dread, you may return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's kind of a cool card. Really dope art on that. Look at that art. That is beautiful. Ah, they prematurely conceded. That's a shame. But hey, we got a little rank up out of it, so it's not all bad. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. So I think that was a pretty decent showing for the deck. We definitely did see the weaknesses of the deck, but also the inherent strengths of the deck. Going up against no fun allowed control decks makes it pretty difficult to win, but it's not impossible. And going up against other like creature heavy decks, you tend to come out on top, especially with Delnay, making it so that your creatures are unblockable. So yeah, I think this is kind of a deck that I would continue to refine and continue to play over time. Definitely. Okay, cool. So that's going to be it for this stream, and I thank you very much for spending your time with me tonight, and I will see you all the next time I go live. So for now, see you later. Bye.